folks, this morning's soap is coming from Yulay. It's a vegan soap and it's tobacco and bourbon, and it's along the Aquarius line of her soaps. And this one here is what it looks like here on the inside. It's a fairly soft, pliable for bowl lathering, and I've got it whipped up here on the wet side of course with a brush I got from Metalworks. And inside the handle there, if you can see, that is a fishing fly, and that's a synthetic knot also. The alum block, no rubber band, unscented witch hazel that's methylated. Decided to follow the shave up with some Stetson, and still using the Shaven Sailor Beard oil off camera. Shaver of the day is a vintage Weck. This is, I don't know, the side here will tell you the W.E. Weck. On that side there, if I remember right, matter of fact, I better look here. Yeah, patent July 27th, 1909. That's a Personna blade there. And then on this side, if you can see it, it's where it says Sextoblade. It is a, not all hair shapers are made the same, or shavettes as far as that go. They vary in length and weight. I should say this one here has the plastic scales, but this part right here is all metal. There's no plastic in it at all, and that adds to the weight of the shavette. That to me makes a big difference in the how the shave goes. A lighter one to me is a bit more challenging to use than one that's got some weight behind it. So in other words, I have a double duck that is shorter than this one here, and it doesn't weigh near as much. It's got some plastic in it. Then I've got another double duck that's got more metal in it, and I can tell the difference. And it's not that much metal, but for me it's a noticeable difference. After a while, after you get some experience on the using a shavette, it's just an adjustment up here, I guess you might say, on what you're going to do with the pressure. But starting out with the shavette, I would stick to one. Find what, in other words, if you only have one, that might be a great thing. Just use the one and keep on using it until you get used to it. Because to me, I had two, and one was the weight difference. There was a weight difference, and I noticed it, and had a tendency to start with it more so than the other. But after a while, I finally figured it out. It's just a preference. Just like seems like to me the heavier one was the easiest one to use. Other folks, they're exact opposite. They felt like the light one was the way to go, which I understand. It's been a moment since I've shaved with one of these, and for me, as goes for a shavette or a straight razor is not near as intimidating as this blade sticking out like this. To me, that's more intimidating. Don't know why. It just is. Than a straight razor with the whole blades, you know, just right there. So this is tobacco and bourbon. This is nice in. Yep, this is definitely on the wet side. This will be more of a yogurt consistency. It is not going to be thick or fluffy. My nose is working a little bit this morning. Yesterday, not so much. Oh, and I probably should mention over here, down in front of me I have a dry towel. Of course, I got one hanging up over here, and then over here on this side I have a damp one. That one will help me keep the water in the sink cleaner for my rinse cycles, I guess you might say. Might make it a little bit easier. Stretching, that's another one. It'll be up to each individual on how much you stretch and how you stretch. In other words, reaching across here and pulling up like this might work for some. Depending on where you're at on your shave, you might be pulling down this way. Some you'll see will pull in here or something along those lines. Stretching one way or the other, it's really up to you and what you need to do. In between the Hercules and the Aquarius, excuse me. Oh, Hercules is emu oil, if I remember right. Slickness is there for both of them. I really don't notice. It's not that noticeable to me. There is a difference, but it's, you know, we're only talking about just enough to notice that there's a difference. Not that one's, you know, by leaps and bounds slicker than the other. At least not in my opinion. And if it helps for somebody that's starting out, your first few shaves might be, how you can say, better off practicing or shaving, depending on the situation. You're just wanting to remove the shaving cream. So until you figure out where your angle should be at and your pressure, some of your shaves, you know, going by that method may not be the closest in the world. So you might have a DE or whatever it is that your favorite shaver is, do a touch up or whatever, but in other words, start out, I guess you might say, very gentle until you get the hang of what all kind of pressure and angle you need to have. These blades are sharp. In other words, not that you didn't already know that, but sometimes, you know, it's just that, I guess you might say, reminder. You can kind of tell there's different ways of stretching. It's what works best for you. And if it was me, I guess you might say, giving advice to somebody starting out, I'd stretch the heck out of your face in the beginning until you get accustomed to what you're needing and what you're not needing. Because in the beginning, of course, you're not going to have a real good idea when it comes to stretching. What are you going to need? Doing the stretching will help hold down on nicks, cuts, bad shaves. There's other reasons for that too, but that will definitely help you out a lot if you're stretching. Now I have a link down below on eBay for a shaver like this, similar, just to give you some sort of idea what the going price might be, because it swings from one end of the spectrum to the other. Depends if it comes with a case and whatever else. In other words, there's a number of things and other factors. Reason why one may cost you out the nose or where one would be more reasonable. When it comes to the Adam apple, depending on how you're shaving, you just move the skin one way or the other. That'll help you out quite a bit. I just got that one spot right there. that causes me issues. Outside of that, the rest of it's pretty easy going. And I usually approach it at an angle, not 90-degree angle, 45, something other than 90. Because with those creases or folds right there in my neck, it'll be better to approach it at a different angle than 90. Usually I can get by with the 2-pass shave for no more than what I'm looking for. Every once in a while you'll see me, I might do a cross the grain on the cheeks or jawline, or pick up my favorite DE or whatever I got set aside for the moment and do a couple of strokes right through there and be done with it. Because for the most part, I get close enough shaves with the 2-pass shave with one of these. Even with a straight razor, same thing. I was kind of shocked that my nose was working this morning. Yesterday I couldn't hardly smell a thing. I could barely smell I could smell the aftershave coming out of the container, but after that it was, and other days I know I've smelt it, you know, quite a bit longer after I applied it. Kind of knew that things weren't going well anyway because by the way my nose was acting. Also, you will see some shavers use a much shorter strokes, might be choppy or buffing motion. Short strokes work better for me on the against the grain pass. Also, if you can kind of notice, this blade is longer than a DE. It is longer than a single edge gem blade. Longer than an Artist Club, Feather Artist Club blade. So it's putting this on your face, you're going to have to get used to how much of the blade you're really going to want to use. It will be a learning process, that's for sure. You just be patient, don't rush it. You'll get the hang of it. It takes time, and I think probably the mental part when you're first starting out is just accepting, especially if you divide this up in phases, if you will, just accepting the fact that that's what you're going to do, that's your goal for the day or the week, and that's all you're going to do, and focus on making that one, you know, making it right, make it good, as opposed to trying to tackle the, you know, 2-pass shave all at one time. That's what I did. I say I did, in other words, I think what I did is I did the, with the green pass, then I finished up with another shaver, but still, by the time I was done, I was a nervous wreck. you can pick up that feedback or not. I like the against the grain pass. For me, it's because there's so much feedback, you can feel the resistance, you know, as you're cutting through the blades. And I say resistance, you can feel the blade, you know, going through it is what I'm really trying to say. And it gives me an idea just how close am I getting, and also know when to stop. To me, it's easier that way. I'm not looking for BPS, and I've done this enough times that I know when to stop, especially on the against the grain pass, because you can pick up some irritation pretty easy. Get too close. Not looking for that BBS. Just smooth, comfortable, acceptable shave. I'd rather have an acceptable shave and my face feel good all day than striving for a BPS and went too far. Face is good and irritated. That's no fun. Just not interested in it. I had plenty of those shaves in my time with the cartridge razor. You know, it's too bad back then when I was shaving that YouTube wasn't around and all that sort of thing, and really show you. I mean, I've seen some videos where, you know, some guys had, you know, some pretty good weepers, but I know mine were pretty bad. It was awful. And not knowing what to do afterwards. So in other words, after the shave, if you put, you know, alcohol on your face afterwards where you're doing the dance. I mean, mine was bleeding and I already knew it was going to be stinging like a big dog, so I was not eager to put anything in the way of alcohol on my face. Didn't have any idea what balm was for. In other words, AFTA has been around for as long as I can remember, and that was one of the ones I was using when I was a kid. Which did help my face out, but I didn't have any idea what I was doing. Didn't really know what it was for. Didn't have a good understanding of it. Boy, those early days were awful. That's the reason why I tend to, you know, nowadays, if you wonder about my journey, if you will, it is all those years gone by where I feel like I've missed out on a lot. Learning how to shave, the good shaves, the different shavers, what works best for me, and so far I've with all the variety that I have picked up a good bit of knowledge just in the short period of time I've been wet shaving. What works well for me, what ones I really do like, the ones that I feel like for me are the easiest to get a smooth, comfortable shave consistently. So far, blades are still easy to come by. In other words, for the gem blades, single edge, injector blades, even though the choices are like about this big, let's see here, there's Personna, and I think, and I could be wrong, that Personna makes supplies injectors, and then there's Shig, and as far as I know, that's it. And so, in other words, your choices are slim to none. And but the Personna blades work well for me. The newer Shigs I've ran, there's two things going on. They're not always consistent with me. Sometimes I'll pull a blade out and you could tell by looking at the edge without even using a loop. It's not where it should be. And here locally, I think it's 7 blades, and I think it is $5.99. It might be $6.99, and they're not consistently in the store. So in other words, you'd have to go order them online. And then, you know, so in other words, you got that you have to deal with. For me, I know where I can go get Personna, these hair shaper blades, get 5 of them, I think for $2.95, I think it is. Of course, you know, if you buy them in bulk, the cheaper they get. It just, you know, you buy these things in bulk, and I know these work, and they're consistent, they're always sharp. No, I have not one dud, not a one. Those sort of things, you know, are big factors for me. So Shig blades are out there. It's just I prefer not to, you know, that price versus what I'm getting with Personna. I don't even mess with them. Stetson aftershave. This is good stuff. This you can walk into Walmart usually and find it. This is one of my favorites, especially when it comes to something you can walk in a store and get. It would be nice to be able to do that. Where I'm at, a lot of this stuff is not readily available, or if it is, it's outrageously priced for whatever the reason is. I'm assuming it's because when they start to carry these items, they have went with cartridge in that vein of items for so long that a lot of folks don't even know they exist. They quit using them a long time ago, and if they're like most of us, we're ordering the stuff online and we don't even look for it in the store anymore. So I understand to a degree the pricing, because you know they get it and don't sell a whole lot of it, and it's, you know, so they usually end up charging you out the nose for it. Did pretty good, because like I say, a spot right here, every once in a while I'll catch myself this side, but not this side. This side over here, I'll catch myself on one of the creases every once in a while. Remember to get that, come down at an angle with that. Today is haircut day. I'm going to cut my hair. Beard shaving up pretty good. I've been, instead of trimming a lot at one time, I've been doing little bits at a time, and I think that might be a better way of handling my hair. At least it's an attempt. I had a great shave. Had a lot of fun this morning. I enjoy shaving with these. I like to take my time with them. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.